Hi everybody, it's Mr. Gray here. I usually film these on Thursday after school before I send them out Friday morning. And so I'm recording this right now at the end of our first day of school, and what a wonderful day we had. The kids were so excited to be here. I really felt that energy. And then I think hopefully they knew that I was so excited to be here, but just to get to meet them and see them see their friends again and be really excited about school was such a treat to have on the first day. So it just makes me excited for the whole school year. But this kind of thing, this video I do every week, will give you lots of information. And so hopefully you can watch it all the way through and kind of see, is this the information I want to know during the week or not? But this is a good one to kind of listen to. So I'm going to start off with some announcements first. I have a couple of forms I'd like you to fill out. Many of you have already done this, but if you haven't, there's a form for parents and a form for students. It's linked on the updates page, which is on the class website. If you just scroll down to the bottom, there's some links and important information there. All the things I talk about are on that updates page right there. So that's one thing. The next thing is next week is a normal week of school. So Monday and Tuesday, we get out of school at 2:45. Wednesday is 1:40, and Friday is 2:45. Thursday, however, the 31st is back to school night. That means it's a minimum day. The kids will get out at 1:05 on Thursday, and then back to school night will be here in our classroom from 6:40 to 7:20. I'll send out a video sometime this weekend or early in the week that gives a big overview of all the things we're going to do this year, so I can be a little more focused in my talk on Thursday night. So again, Thursday night, 6:40 to 7:20 p.m. here in the classroom. I'll be happy to see you there and get to talk to you more about our year. The next thing is Mr. Potwara wanted me to remind everyone that the Santiago Hills is a closed campus, which means you can't come on campus unless you're, here for an assembly or volunteering in class when you go through the office and get a name tag. Just a reminder that he's asking us to say it for everyone, but it was so great to see everyone, and I don't want anyone to think that don't want to see them on campus. If you ever need to talk about anything that's going on in class or with your student, please email me and we'll set up a time to get you here. I'm happy to talk to you anytime the whole year. And the very last announcement is just a reminder that supporting PTA really supports our school, and there's a link on the updates page for how to sign up for PTA. For reading next week, we're really going to start off the year kind of exploring the routines and practices of reading in our class. There's at least a general structure that we'll follow all the time, where I'll teach something and the kids will read and get time to read and practice that thing that we're working on. So next week, we're going to look at the classroom library. The kids are going to look at themselves and who they are as a reader, and then actually get to read. I'm going to be using a book called Fly Away Home, which is a short story by Eve Bunting, to kind of use as a mentor text. We'll be looking at that, and we'll be exploring strategies that I'm talking about while reading that book, and the kids are going to do that in their own book. So they're going to be specifically looking at how to make stronger predictions and to notice the small details that the author puts in and what that tells us about characters. And so that's a really great way to get us started next week. And then the kids will be reading realistic fiction books from our library that they choose. I'm also doing a read aloud. It's separate in the fact that it's not happening exactly in line with what we're doing, but there will be some things that go along with what we're doing in studying reading, and that book is The Wild Robot by Peter Brown. We're doing a very similar thing in writing. We'll start by talking about the routines of writing in the class and how it goes, and then also the kids will look at themselves as a writer. And so it's similar to reading. I'll be teaching a little bit, and the kids will actually get time to write every time we meet for a reading, and they'll be working on the strategy that we're doing. For a couple weeks, we're going to be working on those routines, and the kids will be writing their own short story that is a realistic fiction story. So that'll be something that's really exciting to do, and there'll be some more things about that. But specifically next week, I'll be talking about planning out your story, and we'll be practicing, rehearsing the story and like how to plan it out. And then also kind of bringing characters to life by including small details. That's something we also talk about in reading. And so you can see that'll be something that's happening a lot. Well, there'll be a lot of overlap between reading and writing. In math, the theme continues. We're just trying to get things going, talk about what it means to be a mathematician in the class. So we're going to try to solve some big problems in class, and kids will be working individually in small groups and even discussing in the whole class. And we'll really kind of set some expectations for what math looks like in our class. We'll be valuing communication, being able to communicate your thoughts clearly, work together in a team, precision and accuracy over simply speed. Not that speed is bad, but we want to really value that accuracy and precision. And then also depth of thinking and being flexible in your thinking. So the kids will solve some big problems and will, do some work and discuss. And then also at the end of the week, the kids will be taking a test that everybody takes in the district, which is STAR Math. For social studies, we're going to start our first unit. And our first unit in social studies is pre-Columbian America. So what America was like before Columbus. So we go over United States history in 5th grade, all the way from pre-Columbus, 1491, all the way to the early 1800s, with a big focus on the early United States in the 18th century. But we'll start off looking at Native American culture and what the Americas may have been like in 1491, and then also we'll talk about what it means to be a historian. And as we're studying social studies, we're really acting as a historian, what that means, what that looks like, and what the expectations are for that time. The kids will start Science Lab with Miss DeMarco. Science Lab is Monday and Thursday. The kids have it on Monday from 9 to 10, and from 9:45 to 10:45, and then on Thursday from 1:45 to 2:45 at the very end of the day. On that updates page, there's something that says weekly schedule. And that, if you look at that, that's just an overview of what our schedule is typically like. You'll notice that there's several different days of PE. Some of those are different, but it says basically we're doing some kind of outside play Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. So I think thinking about what kind of shoes to wear or clothes to wear will be helpful in that. I think after a week or two, the kids will be able to report to you how much their clothes need to match the PE for those days. Like Friday will be outside playing, but it's just more playtime. It's just normal like recess and lunch. Whereas Tuesday and Thursday are PE time, often with a PE coach. That's something to think about. But we will have outside time, even if it's short, on Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. And you can look at that whole schedule and kind of see where things are and how that all works. Finally, there's no vocab, grammar, or spelling next week, not for a couple weeks as we get everything else going. We do something called leadership on Monday mornings, and I'll be able to tell you more about that at Back to School Night. But if you're interested in what that's looking like, is there's a specific habit of a leader, and then we're looking at someone who, like a real life hero, and studying how they use that habit to be successful. Our first habit is to be proactive, that you're in charge. That's it's one thing that you can do to make you a leader. And the first hero we're looking at is Virginia Agpar. And so we'll read about her and talk about how she was proactive and how the kids can be proactive this year in order to help be more of a leader. That's all I have for this week. What a great first day we already had. Like I said before, I'm so excited for the year, and just meeting your kids and having them in class was fantastic. Back to School Night is next week. Look out for an email over the weekend or early in the week with some more information, and we'll see you next week. Have a great weekend and a great start to next week. Bye-bye.